and seeing autonomous driving vehicles on our streets. So self-driving vehicles are certainly the big technology of the moment. And it shouldn't be a surprise, right? I mean, they are this wonder of automated driving, the sleek design. And, but we may also think about why is there such a race to deploy this technology in widespread fashion? And what would actually happen if more and more autonomous driving vehicles are on our roads? Just think about the use cases. Think about those of us who don't have the pleasure to sit in traffic, like elderly people or blind people. All these people may join us on the road, and actually the number of cars will increase. And if we look at the infrastructure which is in place today, many cities throughout the companies have deployed the infrastructure in the 70s or in the 80s. This infrastructure is not integrated and not connected at all. So instead of thinking how to deploy autonomous driving vehicles in a widespread fashion, shouldn't we rather be thinking about how to make sure that those vehicles are connected to the infrastructure? How are we making sure, let's say, that our transportation system remains safe and the congestion is being reduced by those new means of transportation? And in a world where our smartphone can tell us quite exactly whether we are on the smartest route, on the fastest route to our destination, or tell us exactly when it starts raining, it is actually unimaginable that the infrastructure, what we have on the street, let's say, is not much more intelligent. But we are working on that. In Seattle, Siemens is deploying an advanced traffic management system. It is integrating traditionally isolated systems such as a traffic signal control system, a freeway traffic management system, travel time systems, favorable lesson sign system into a truly integrated solution, allowing the city of Seattle to stay on top of the situation. They know what's happening in real time on the street, they can react diligently and fast to an incident or accident, and they can let the traffic flow smoothly throughout the city. But not so many cities are in such a comfortable position. So the infrastructure, to some extent, is still decades behind the curve. And if we think about, let's say, how, to address these challenges, what we are facing, we have the opportunity through technology to address them. The US Department of Transport, the Secretary Anthony Fox, often points to the problem that we will have 70 million more people in the United States by the year 2045. And the increasing population will ultimately increase the number of cars, and the higher car density will also lead to an increased stress to our infrastructure. And the answer to that challenge is to, let's say, stay connected, and in order to, let's say, to think about technologies which are able, let's say, to solve that huge problem. Connected vehicle can provide that balance. Connected vehicle, let's say, for those of you who are not familiar with that technology, is essentially just allowing the car to talk to the infrastructure, and the infrastructure to talk to other road users, such as pedestrians, such as bicyclists. The US Department of Transport says that connected vehicles can reduce unimpaired vehicle accidents by 80%. So cars will become information prosumers and traffic data generators, heavily improving the data available and the options involved out of that. Connected vehicles are being deployed as we speak. The US Department of Transport is funding projects in Tampa, Florida, New York, and Wyoming. And with that technology, and here in Tampa, Siemens is providing the technology and building use cases such as broadcasting the signal phase and timing, so the green phase of a traffic system into the car, providing a warning to the driver for an impending red light violation. But there are way more warnings which will, let's say, keep the system safe. For instance, we are providing a warning to the driver, if he's taking a curve with too much speed or too high speed, so he's getting curve speed warning. At the same time, we are warning the driver if he's entering the road from the wrong direction. And there are warnings also for bus transport operators if a pedestrian is stepping into the intended path of a bus. By the way, connected vehicle technology will not only work with the newest cars who may have already, let's say, the required in-vehicle technology in 2017 available. It also works with older cars using onboard equipment or even smartphone applications. We consider connected vehicle as an enabler because there can't be a world of autonomous driving vehicles if the infrastructure, let's say, remains in a very old fashion. Having autonomous driving vehicles on the street without connected vehicle technology, for me, would be like flying an airplane without a radar system. It won't be safe and it simply won't work. But there is also an economic case which is heavily supporting the deployment of connected vehicle technology. In Ann Arbor, Siemens, together with the US DOT, we have been testing connected vehicle technologies for years. And one of the statistics we have gained out of that is that the costs which are related to the infrastructure for a traditional traffic control system, considering services, the technology, the equipment, but also accident and emergency repairs, sum up to approximately $200,000 per intersection over a period of 10 years. Deploying connected vehicle technology can reduce that cost by 80%. So we have 80% reduction of unimpaired vehicle accidents, and we have an 80% reduction on the cost associated to the infrastructure, while at the same time increasing the comfort of driving and improving the traffic flow in and around cities. So in 2020, we will certainly have autonomous driving vehicles on our roads. And I also believe that those systems are part of improving our today's traffic system. But we should always think about the impact those technologies have. So how to move a world to look like the Jetsons while we are still dealing with an infrastructure which very much looks like those technologies we have seen in Berlin already 100 years ago. Technology is the answer, and without